And website Bega Valley Motors for more information. Pleased to sponsor 2SEA FM.
Come out to the leading club on the Sapphire Coast, Club Sapphire Merimbula. You can dine at the Pacific Bistro or try your hand at barefoot bowls. Take advantage of the Seaside Health Club with its 24/7 access gym, or have a punt with the self-serve electronic TAB betting facilities at the main bar. The raffles are back and function rooms are available, and the club is now open daily from 11 a.m. Check the web for details. clubsapphire.com.au, Main Street, Merimbula. Pleased to support 2SEA FM, truly local radio.
On the lookout for quality engineering services?
I'm Jodie Stewart, and I'm the Disaster Preparedness Co-ordinator for the Eden Community Access Centre's Disaster Preparedness Project. How much do you understand about how disasters are managed across the Bega Valley Shire? Would you like to know more about better preparing Eden and surrounding villages for future disasters? Tune in to Prepared for Disaster every Wednesday morning at 11, right here on 2SEA, as I share useful information and chat to good people doing great things in preparedness, recovery and community resilience. Prepared for Disaster. It's all about building stronger, prepared local communities, ready to face more frequent disasters. Welcome to the Prepared for Disaster program, a new program about communities and disasters. I'm your host, Jodie Stewart, and I'm the Disaster Preparedness Coordinator for the Eden Community Access Centre. I'll be joining you fortnightly as we undertake a series of conversations about disasters and the roles that communities do and can play in response to increasing disaster events. This show is produced and broadcast on the lands of the Thawa people of the Yuin Nation. I would like to pay my respects to Elders past and present and to all First Nations people joining us today. I would also like to acknowledge First Nations sovereignty of the lands, air and waters, and that this sovereignty was never ceded. This is, was and always will be First Nations land. In this show, we will be discussing disasters and their impact. Some content may be distressing. Please look after yourself while listening. Or if you think this is not for you, you can come back to the broadcast in about an hour's time. The Prepared for Disaster program is part of the Disaster Preparedness Project. The Disaster Preparedness Project is an Eden Community Access Centre initiative. The project is funded through New South Wales Reconstruction Authority, formerly Resilience New South Wales, and is a 2-year funded initiative. The aim of the project is to bring the community together to develop a plan that can provide practical strategies for us to be better prepared for future disaster events, whether that be floods, pandemics or fires. Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Prepared for Disaster program. We have a bumper show planned for you today with not one but 5 guests joining me in the studio today. First up, I'm joined by Will Sharples from the Eden Game Development Centre and Jacqui Wishart from Campbell Page in Eden. Now, William and Jacqui will be chatting with me about a fabulous and first-of-its-kind program they are hosting at Eden Marine High School called the Disaster Preparedness Through Gaming program. I'm also welcoming my Disaster Preparedness Project team back to the studio, Sharon Wellard and Deb Austin. Now, with the Disaster Preparedness Project coming to an end on June 30, I thought it would be a good time to reflect on the project, where we landed and what happens next. And I'll also be introducing our new Prepared for Disaster show host, Carol Ahern, who will be taking over the reins, hosting the show on July 12. It's going to be a very, very exciting show. But first, I would like to welcome Will Sharples from the Eden Game Development Centre and Jacqui Wishart from Campbell Page in Eden to the studio. Welcome, Jacqui and William.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Now, William, I'd like to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about this fabulous program?
This program's focused around teaching disaster preparedness to the students at Eden Marine High through learning game development and using that excitement around gaming and learning those technical skills to through osmosis, picking up skills around disaster preparedness as well and learning them all together in a lot of fun ways.
Awesome. Now, it's a 21-week program. And it also includes some very special people that support the students in the classroom. Wonderful mentors from Campbell Page and the Bega Valley Shire Council. Jacqui, I'd like to move to you. What role do you play in the program?
So I'm a mentor for the young people, and within the actual program we have 3 different teams. One's a coding team, one's a storytelling team, and the other creative team. So I'm working closely with the creative team, whose role is to use Pixel to create the assets required for the game. I encourage them to talk to the other teams to ensure that they have a good understanding of what's required. I also answer any questions that they may have and support them in using the various apps that they need to create the game.
Awesome, awesome. So what is the importance of mentoring in a program like this, Jacqui?
I think the importance is helping the young people to understand the content around disaster preparedness and how you incorporate that into a game that is an education tool that they can use, and also that they are prepared in the event that we do have bushfires into the future and what they'd do in that situation.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. Very exciting pairing gaming with disaster preparedness. So how are the students navigating the program? What progress have they made?
So the young people have learnt the software applications quite quickly, and they're able to create the necessary list of requirements without needing a lot of support. So they're quite quick in being able to kind of learn the application and then just use it instantly almost. But the progress that they've made, they've completed the list of assets that's required for the game, and they're actually now saving them into a different format so that they can be uploaded into the actual game itself.
Excellent, excellent. William, I want to move to you. So game development is a popular field for young people. What sort of skills can young people acquire through game development, and how might this support them in the future?
I mean, it's a popular field just in general. It's a massive, just purely economical. It's like bigger than the box office and music industry combined. So if you're just looking at a career path or somewhere to make money, that's somewhere to look to. I might be a little bit biased, but it's a lot of fun for young people as well, because they often play games, and games are more played by everyone these days. So learning those skills is super valuable these days, especially coding, which is a big part of game development, and almost every industry and business you would want to go into uses some technology, and someone's got to make that, someone's got to manage it, someone's got to create things for that. So learning coding is incredibly valuable, and it's only becoming more valuable every day. And you can create, and the thing that I like about gaming as well is you can do music in it. So if you want to make music, you learn to make music for a video game. You can make music to make a song, to put on the radio, to put on a website, to sell on a CD if you want to, or SoundCloud or something. And you can make graphical art like pictures and 2D pixel art, or things to go on a poster, or any kind of art you would want to make digitally. You can learn these skills, and you learn teamwork skills and collaboration and all those kind of soft skills you need in a business and workforce that you can pick up just through having fun making video games, and then learning bushfire recovery, which we're focusing on at Eden Marine High, to learn those skills as well, and just picking it up almost subconsciously, like, oh, we're actually learning things when we're just having fun.
Yep. It's a very, very diverse field, and I understand that the program has some program partners. So you have the University of Wollongong on board, alongside Campbell Page and the Eden Game Development Centre and the Innovation Hub. And I also understand that UOW came along and spoke to the young people about careers in IT. And as you said, Will, it sounds like there's lots and lots of job opportunities in that very, very big, I didn't realise it was that big, very, very big and diverse field. Now, I understand that you were both relatively new to the disaster preparedness space. So I'd like to ask you, Jacqui, what have you learnt about disaster preparedness through your work on this program?
So we've had the Rural Fire Service come and talk to the students on a few occasions throughout the program. So they've provided information on preparing your property ahead of the bushfire season, and equipment that could assist you in saving your property, such as, pumps, or having a generator, sprinklers, or having a spare water tank. And they also talked about what to do during a fire and once the fire has passed, and provided the names of several apps to download on your phone, such as the weather app, the Fires Near Me, and explain the new fire rating levels or signs that we see around. So obviously the first level is moderate, where it's plan and prepare. The next level is high, which is be ready to act. Extreme, which is take action now to protect your life and your property. And then catastrophic, which is, for your survival, leave bushfire risk areas. And we've also learned about the steps you can take to protect your livestock during a bushfire. So this included opening your gate and letting your livestock out, spray painting your mobile number on them so that they can be contacted when they're found. So some really useful information there that would assist in the event of having a disaster such as a bushfire.
And what did you learn about disaster preparedness through this program, Will?
There's a lot to it. There's a lot of different aspects that you might not think about or be aware of without going through hearing it directly from a firefighter, Pete, who came in a couple of times and talked to the students and asked about it and gave us direct information about what they do and how they do it. So there's all those sorts of things like how to manage your pets and how to interact with community, and it's not just you, make sure your neighbours are safe and where the safe points are to go to and what to do with your pets and farm animals if you have them and things like that. So learning all that stuff that you might not think about, and then having the students learn that as well, putting that in a game, like you have to understand it to put it into something. So I think that's valuable to me and the students is when they say something to us, we don't just forget it and they're like, okay, yeah, we answered the question, whatever, next. We have to answer it and remember it to use that in the game. Otherwise, we don't know what we're making, so we had to remember it almost. It's been very useful that way.
Yeah, very vital information. And we had the wonderful Peter Stanton and from RFS and Patricia Daly from SES in the studio with us on our last live broadcast. They're a wonderful asset to the community, and Peter's involvement in the gaming program as well. What a wonderful value that he's adding to the program. Now we're going to stop for a song. We're going to hear from John Lennon and Imagine. Sorry, I'm having a few technical difficulties. Not John Lennon. We'll hear from George Harrison and Bangladesh.
My friend came to me, sadness in his eyes.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'm chatting with William Sharples from the Eden Game Development Centre and Jacqui Wishart from Campbell Page in Eden. They're talking to me about an exciting 21-week program that's currently underway at Eden Marine High School called the Disaster Preparedness Through Gaming program. And it's a fabulous, unique program that combines game design and development with vital disaster preparedness information. The young people are meeting weekly to design and develop a game that will become an education resource for other young people. What a fabulous, fabulous program. Now, Jacqui, I understand that you're relatively new to gaming. What have you learned about gaming through this program?
I'm learning a lot, to be honest. So I've learned how to use Piscal, which is an application that we've used to develop the characters and objects that were needed for the game. These are then uploaded to the Unreal Game Engine, where you really start to see the game come alive. Along the way, we've also had to use Photop to change the GIFs to PNG, which allows the user to make the background transparent. And I've also learnt that you need applications such as Spritesheet to change a GIF if it's an animated asset. And this saves the frame of the animation that can be uploaded to the Unreal Game Engine. But I've also learnt the importance of the role of each of the teams and the need for them to all be working closely together in the development of the game. And the young people have really come together throughout this project, and it's just been really a highlight, I think, to see how supportive of each other they are throughout the design and the game development.
Yeah, Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So, Will, I want to move to you. What role do you think this program can play in disaster preparedness for young people?
It can play a role directly with the students that we're working with, and having the experts come in and teach them directly, and then learning those aspects and then putting them into the game and learning through that way. And then as much as we can through the program, the game that gets developed at the end of the program of all the students working together and learning will be able to be played by anyone, really. So anyone that wants to play that game could see what information they picked up on through the course and learn something directly there. And I guess through the students learning and sharing the game with people, they can tell them parts of the game, and like that will teach people playing the game who never were in the classroom maybe what the new sign looks like, maybe what to do with your pets, maybe how to prepare for a fire a little bit, maybe how to put out fires and stuff like that, and just little bits here and there, and through playing a fun game rather than a PowerPoint presentation or something, which can be a little bit more impactful, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacqui, what do you think? What role do you think this program can play?
Look, I think the program's been instrumental in teaching the young people how to prepare and when to act during a bushfire. And I think it provides another avenue for them to learn the importance of preparing ahead of a bushfire season, and also the steps that they should take should a bushfire occur. So, talking about things about having a bushfire plan, knowing what you would take in the event that you needed to evacuate, and all those important things that in the midst of if we do have a disaster that's occurring like that you might not think about in the midst of the disaster occurring.
Yeah, excellent. And as Will said, it's part of pulling together a resource that will be also fun and interactive and engaging for young people, so they can engage with this wonderful, wonderful resource that will provide vital information. So I'm chatting with Will Sharples from the Eden Game Development Centre and Jacqui Wishart from Campbell Page. They're chatting to me about a wonderful 21-week program currently underway at Eden Marine High School. It's being hosted. It's a partnership between a couple of different organisations. So we have Campbell Page in Eden and the Eden Game Development Centre, UOW, the Bega Valley campus, and the Innovation Hub. Also, our disaster risk reduction youth-led team are also part of the host team, with John Ricks Aldridge and Carol Ahern. And Carol will be joining us later in the show to talk about her new role as the incoming host of Prepared for Disaster. So I would like to thank Jacqui and Will for coming into the show, and I'm sure that Carol will be inviting you back, perhaps with some of the wonderful students, to talk about the end result of this wonderful program and where you landed and what that resource looks like. So thank you very much for joining us in the studio today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
No worries. And we're just going to hear now from Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire. Hello, welcome back. Now, if you're just joining us, you've missed a fantastic chat. I was chatting with Jacqui Wishart from Campbell Page in Eden and William Sharples from the Eden Game Development Centre. Now, Jacqui and Will joined me in the studio today to talk about a fabulous and unique 21-week program currently underway at Eden Marine High School called the Disaster Preparedness Through Gaming program. Young people meet every week and are supported by fabulous mentors from Campbell Page and the Bega Valley Shire Council, and they're working towards a education resource, a game that can be a resource for other young people to educate them about disaster preparedness. Now, I'm welcoming some fabulous people back into the studio with us now. I'm welcoming back my disaster preparedness project team. As I said earlier in the episode, I thought it would be a fabulous opportunity to circle back. If you've been listening with us since episode 1, you'll remember in the very first episode, we all came together, our disaster preparedness team, Sharon Wellard and Deb Austin, and we had a chat with you all about the disaster preparedness project. So I thought it was a good opportunity to invite my team back to the show, because the disaster preparedness project, is coming to an end. It's ending on June 30. Deb and I are finishing up in our roles on June 29th, so the disaster preparedness project is coming to a close, but community disaster preparedness does continue. We are finishing strong. We finished strong with 2 very successful community events, our Tales as Old as Time on Friday the 23rd of June at the Hotel Australasia was a wonderful event with some fantastic panellists sharing beautiful and inspiring stories of Eden and surrounds. And then on the Saturday, we had our Prepare Our People Community Fun Day. Over 100 people came, enjoyed good food and music, and interacted with our fantastic emergency services. We had the RFS there with their smokehouse, which was incredibly popular. Lots of young people lining up to get into the smokehouse. SES were there, Marine Rescue were also there. We had New South Wales Ambulance and Fire and Rescue. Fabulous food. Esky sold out of sausages. And egg and bacon rolls, and then the smokehouse also did very, very well, but we had cracking corn, and Billy and Bloom were serving some fantastic coffee. Great Southern Trikes were also there doing some tours, so it was a fantastic day, live music, so we ended very, very strong with the project. Now, the aim of the Disaster Preparedness Project was to bring community together to develop a disaster preparedness, recovery and resilience strategic plan. And the plan is complete and will be available for the community in July. Now, the plan includes some community priorities that the community told us were important to them during our community engagement. They were community connection, and I've talked a lot about community connection here on the show and the importance of bringing people together and how vital that is for disaster preparedness. And even Will here today and Jacqui talked about the important takeaway that they had from their involvement in the gaming project, and that was knowing your neighbour. So community connectedness, coming together, knowing your neighbour, talking with one another, sharing your emergency and disaster preparedness plans. We also had education, information and training and communication. The plan also contains recommended actions or ways for the community to work together with agencies and others to ensure we are all better prepared for the next disaster. And importantly, the plan includes some key recommendations for ensuring that the community is well supported to continue the work of disaster preparedness, which includes securing ongoing funding for our project lab. And I've spoken to you many times on this show about the fabulous project lab, and Sharon will probably talk to you a little bit more about that as well, which is probably going to be a good segue in a moment. So we've been working hard to develop lots of information for the community about the project and the plan. So we have developed a brief video explainer to accompany the release of the plan. We have our final disaster preparedness newsletter coming out as well, so get prepared for that to drop in your letterbox soon. And we're also developing a website, which Sharon can also talk to us about in a moment. Now, the radio show, this show, Prepared for Disaster, and the Project Lab grew out of our community engagement and community telling us that communication, connectedness and education and information were important to them. Now, the Project Lab is where community-led disaster preparedness happens. It's community taking the lead on important projects to support disaster preparedness for their community. And it's been such a wonderful initiative. It was Deb and I's last Project Lab last Thursday, and I've enjoyed every Project Lab session with some wonderful and inspiring community members coming every Thursday fortnight to work on some really vital preparedness projects, and which is the segue for Sharon to talk to us about the Project Lab and the project website.
Yes, fantastic. It's a bittersweet kind of session today, isn't it, really? Because I'm going to miss working with you two. It's been fantastic. We've done some really amazing things. So congratulations to you both for all your really hard work. It's been fabulous. Yes, I'm pleased to say that the lab lives on. We're really looking forward to continuing with the momentum that we've built up. We're going to have a new venue, the Log Cabin in Bass Street. So new venue, but great food continues and great company. And as you said, Jodie, it's just really important that the community has somewhere that they can come to work on projects and connect with each other about all sorts of things. And they don't have to be disaster preparedness projects. They can be any sort of project that people want to see get up in Eden. So the next phase of the Project Lab is going to have us focusing on having some special guests come in. We've had a number of special guests over the last few months, but these guests are going to be people who live in the community who have managed their own wonderful projects, and they'll be coming along to share their tips and experiences. Sheree Mercado, Gary Hunter with his Clean Corallo project are just two of the guests we're going to be having along, which is exciting. And as you said, I'm working on a website which was generously funded by the Foundation for Rural and Regional Renewal, FRRR. So the idea of the website is to capture and tell that complete story of the project from beginning to end, and to include all of the collateral, all the tools and resources that we used. It will include the video that we've almost finished, and the strategic plan will go up there as well. So it'll be the one-stop shop for all the information about this project for anybody who wants to understand the complete story, for people outside the community who want to understand how we went about things, because there's some great learnings for other communities. The website, as I said, it's also going to house the strategic plan. The video will go on there, and I'm just working on that now with Peter Wider, just finishing off editing the video, and that will be a 6-minute video that will be an entertaining summary of the project and the strategic plan and how they all came about. And you also mentioned, last but not least, is that we've got our last issue of the Disaster Preparedness Project newsletter that will be printed and distributed by Australia Post in the coming weeks. So that will be for anybody who's not so keen on being online or doesn't have that online access, just to understand the basics about the project, where it's at the moment, and what the next steps are.
Thank you, Sharon. Yes, the project lives on in some ways, which is fantastic to see. Now, Deb Austin's been on this journey with me for a couple of years. We've worked very, very closely together, and she's joining us here in the studio as well. Deb, tell us, what did you enjoy about working on the project?
Oh gosh, so many things. Working with people in the community mostly has been the biggest buzz. Being able to get out there and amongst people and help them understand what we're trying to achieve. So, yeah, mostly working with community. And that was culminating in Saturday's event, which was huge fun, hugely crazy busy, but huge fun.
Yeah, it was huge fun. And we were hugely exhausted at the end.
We certainly were, but no, it was all well worth it.
That's right. We were buoyed up by the enthusiasm of the community, and that they all came, which was fantastic. So, Sharon, what did you enjoy about working on the project?
What didn't I enjoy about working on the project? As I said, I loved working with you guys. I really enjoyed getting to know the community better. And to understanding the strengths that people have in this community to be resilient and to be stronger together. It was a lot of work. There was no doubt there was a lot of work, but, you know, the approach that we took to proper conversational community engagement was hugely rewarding and has really paid off, because we can truly say that we have engaged properly with this community, which doesn't happen all the time.
No, indeed. And yes, the community engagement was fantastic. As I said, the lab was great. Our community table talks were fantastic. Yes, I can echo those sentiments as well. It was engaging with community, and there were some community members that stayed with us throughout the project journey, which was fantastic as well. And we also had some amazing people from agencies and organisations that also supported us along the way, which also made our project journey so much more smooth and rewarding and enjoyable. So, Deb, what new things did you learn?
Oh, what new things? Oh, gosh. There's only so many things you can do in a day.
Yes.
What new things did I learn? That navigating a pandemic while you're trying to do community engagement is extremely challenging. But we worked our way around it. I think we did as best as we could given the circumstances. And I learned a lot about disaster preparedness, funnily enough. So that's what I've got out of all of that.
Yes. And I entered this space having limited understanding also of the disaster management space, but I learnt an inordinate amount about it from some fabulous people. But yes, certainly there's so much. No, there's only so much you can do in a day. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
It's a bad habit, but we do it.
You take small bites of the elephant, not very, very large bites of the elephant. Ends up getting stuck in your throat. Sharon, what new things did you learn?
Well, Deb's right. I mean, trying to manage all of this with a pandemic going on was hugely challenging. So congratulations to us all for coping with all of that. And you know, so many other people were out there trying to cope at the same time. So thank you to everybody who had so much patience with us as we all tried to collaborate through a very difficult time. I think I knew that communities and community connection are really powerful, but, you know, this has really brought that home for me, the power of community to come together and collaborate and to solve just about anything. It seems really obvious that being face-to-face with people and sharing thoughts and ideas is the way to go, but it's often downplayed in this day and age, and people are online, using social media, misunderstanding each other. It's really powerful to come back together face-to-face and to get to know one another properly. I learned how to support community members to articulate solutions to problems through the project lab, and then getting to work on practical things and ways of solving those problems. So that's been really rewarding. I've also learned how much Jodie loves cats and how amazing Deb is at organising events.
Thanks. And this is incredibly valuable information. You learn a lot about me when you know I like cats. So what's coming next for you, Deb?
I keep getting asked this question. Short of it, I don't know. I've got a little bit more work to do. I play with my art and sip groups, which I really, really enjoy. We do a lot of painting and laughing and a little bit of wine drinking. So we'll be doing a bit more of that, and hopefully a bit of a tour around the country when I get a chance to actually stop and enjoy my time.
Yes, that sounds fantastic. Sharon, what's next for you?
Well, I've still got a website to build, and the project lab's to run until the end of August, and then at the same time we'll be looking for somebody to take over the facilitation of the labs on behalf of ECAC. So there's still a bit to do, but at the end of August I'll be going on a walking holiday in Portugal, which is very exciting. And when I get back, I'll be continuing to support the community in one way or another.
Excellent. And yes, I will be spending some time cuddling my cats. That's high on my agenda. I'm off to an animal history conference next week.
Wow.
Which is actually a conference.
There is an animal histories conference.
Where is that?
At Monash University in Melbourne. So I'll be going along and hearing what's cutting edge and new in animal histories so I can position myself in the field. And I'm hoping it's going to give me lots of inspiration for my history of cats research. I'm very, very, very excited, and obviously I have my inspirations at home, my two wonderful cats. So that's what's up. That's what's up next for me. But we've still got a day to go, so we still have a little bit of work to do in tying up the strings of the project. I want to thank my two wonderful colleagues, Deb Austin and Sharon Willard. I think we have been a fabulous team, and it has been a joy working with both of you. I'm very proud of what we have created together, and I think we can all be, very, very proud of what we've achieved here. So thank you very much, my wonderful colleagues, Sharon Willard and Deb Austin. We're going to hear a song, and then when we come back, I'm going to introduce you to the new host of the Disaster Preparedness program.
Oh, well, let's get this in one.
Yeah. Oh, we get it spot on.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
From little things, big things grow.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you've missed out on some fantastic conversations that I've had this morning. First, I was chatting with Will Sharples from the Eden Game Development Centre and Jacqui Wishart from Campbell Page in Eden. They came along to chat with me about a fabulous and unique program that's currently underway at Eden Marine High School, the Disaster Preparedness Through Gaming program. It's a 21-week program. Young people at the school meet every week and they work together as teams to develop a education resource, a game that can be a resource for other young people to help them prepare for bushfires. It's a fabulous, fabulous program. I then welcomed back into the studio my fabulous Disaster Preparedness Project team colleagues, Sharon Willard and Deb Austin. We spoke about our project journey because the Disaster Preparedness Project is coming to a close at the end of this week. 30 June is when the project will be ending, and the final day for Deb and I is on the 29th of June, so very, very soon. So we're working very, very hard to wrap the project up. We talked a little bit about what we learnt through this fabulous project over 2 years, and I think we all echoed the same sentiments about the wonderful community and learning so much about the community that we've been working in. It's been such a fabulous 2 years, and we've all learnt so much and developed some fabulous skills and knowledge that we will take with us. We talked about where to next, and there was some exciting things happening for all of us, including lots of cuddling of cats. But and because the Disaster Preparedness Project is coming to a close, that means that my role here in the Disaster Preparedness Program Chair is also coming to a close. But that means we herald a new chapter of the Prepared for Disaster program by welcoming Carol Ahern into the host chair. Now, Carol is the Disaster Risk Reduction Youth-Led Project Support Officer, and that's a fabulous new project by the Eden Community Access Centre. Now, regular listeners might also be familiar with Carol as the host of Friday's Eden Public School Blue and White Hour, which is a fabulous show. I would like to welcome Carol to the studio and to the role of host of Prepared for Disaster. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you, Jodie. It's great to be taking over your role.
Yes, awesome. I'm very, very excited. Now, first, I like to ask all my guests that join me in the studio to tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your story, Carol?
Okay, can I just start with a congratulations to your team that have done amazing things for the town of Eden and enhancing that community engagement, because you have had amazing results in all the things that you've touched over the last few years, and it's really great to see.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol.
So about me, I'm not of Eden stock, although I've been living in the area for 30 years in the hinterland of this beautiful area. I didn't go to school here, but my children all have been to the Eden schools. I've only recently joined the team at ECAC and have been welcomed with open arms. And as I am only part-time there, I am lucky enough to retain my role at the primary school across the road as well. So that's also a great thing. And that program on Fridays includes 2 children from the primary school each week. So that's a real blast for them and for me. It's a lot of fun, and they love it. They love it. Yeah, so I guess my passion in life is to I like helping people, I guess, basically kids in preference. My passion in life is to make life easier when it may be a bit tough for some, and hence my working in these 2 roles.
Awesome. And the Access Centre and the school are very, very lucky to have you, Carol.
Thank you.
Yes, as am I, for you jumping into the chair. So, Carol, you will no doubt add your own unique flavour to the show. So what can we expect from the Prepared for Disaster program with you at the helm?
Well, clearly, Jodie, I have very big shoes to fill, and I will endeavour to continue your hard work in the Prepared for Disaster vein. But in my youthfulness as Youth Support Officer, I envisage perhaps a more youthful approach, and hopefully we'll be able to lure some high school students into the studio to respond to their involvement in some of the programs we have offered, like the one that Jacqui and Will have just been chatting about in here, and more that will be implemented this year, as there are some really exciting things coming up with various high schools in the region, not just Eden. And I look forward to the challenge of carrying on your great work, Jodie. As I said, big shoes. I have quite small feet, so I may be drowning for a while or floundering. Thankfully, there are some great swimmers here in 2SEA that will help me to stay afloat.
Yes, absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful people that have been supporting me here at the radio, and also you, Carol, as well. So you will be hosting from July 12th. Can you give our listeners just a little teaser of what that episode will be all about?
Yeah, okay. So on Wednesday the 12th, we will be replaying an episode which was recorded by you, Jodie, in the ECAC headquarters a few weeks ago with the Eden Marine High School Disaster Preparedness Youth Group students. And then we will dive into the deep end as of the following fortnight, Wednesday, July 26, and I look forward to hosting interviews with some very interesting local personalities.
Awesome. Sounds fascinating. Great little teaser. Welcome, Carol Ahern, who will be taking over the helm as the host of the Prepared for Disaster program, which is fantastic news to see this vital program continue. And I'll be very interested to see what direction you take it. Carol, I think it's in very, very good and safe hands.
Well, thank you, Jodie. I hope so.
And I would just like to thank, as you mentioned, the wonderful, wonderful volunteers that work here at 2SEA Community Radio. I couldn't have done it without their fantastic help and support. Big shout out to Graham Wykes and Mark Wood, who were my support every fortnight. They showed so much patience with me. I took quite a bit of time to get used to all the dials and and knobs and how to record and how to cue songs, and they were just very, very patient and very, very generous with me and with their time. So big shout out. Community radio is an amazing asset for the community, and this radio station here is a fabulous asset. I do hope that you will continue to tune in to the Prepared for Disaster radio program every Wednesday. It will continue in the same vein, so the live broadcast Wednesday fortnight and the episode repeated on the following Wednesday from 11 till 12. So I do hope that you will continue to support Carol in her role, and also tune into her wonderful program on Friday, White and Blue Hour. Fabulous. So this is Jodie Stewart. I was the Disaster Preparedness Co-ordinator for the Eden Community Access Centre, saying goodbye for the final time. Goodbye.
Well done, Jodie. Thank you.